did you become involved in the GKA? And how did you come up with the idea of doing the distance battle?
Well, that's two very different questions. The GKA was founded in 2014, so quite a long time ago. And how I got involved, well, I was competing in windsurfing in the 90s, and most of the brands who are producers of kite products knew me, or a lot of them knew me from that time, and they had the plan to set up an association taking care of their interests, and they need a lawyer to do all the legal work for founding the association. And they asked me whether I could do this from the legal side. And I said, yes, I can do this. But then they said, yeah, but we need also someone who is running this association. I said, okay, if you like, I can do this for a couple of months because I have another job to do. Yeah, well, and that was 2014 and 2015. So I had quit all my other jobs and did the GK on full time. And during this time, it was in the twin tip World Cup situation a little bit difficult. There were different associations fighting each other, and it was not on the very clear line. And I tried to mediate also as a lawyer between the different associations, but it didn't work out at the end. World Sailing asked the GK to take over the world tours in all the performance disciplines. And that was when I founded then the GKA World Tour. So that was a very short story about that, what happened. There are so many more details, but I don't want to bother you with that. And then when we were running, I think, a very, very successful world tour, and it looked so promising for last year. We had so many events confirmed, and for the very first time, we had confirmed events right at the beginning of the year, which would have given the all the athletes the perfect way of doing the plannings for the events, for the shootings, for everything. And an event is confirmed once the organizer has signed the contract and the deposit has been paid by the organizer. And for the very first time, we had this fixed plan, and then Corona came up and everything was put on hold. Luckily, all those organizers extended the contract to this year or even next year. So we are on the safe side with the World Tour. But we had to come up with something to keep the tour in the mind of the people. You know, we have to keep the tour visible. And my idea was then because everybody was locked down in their respective country, I came up then with the idea to say, okay, everybody should compete at the home spot. And then we tried to run a kind of competition under the same rules. Obviously, it's not an official world title because the one competitor has to compete in 16 knots, the other one in 30 knots, but the rules were more or less the same. And it was not a serious competition like our World Cups. Obviously, it was more like a show. And I think a lot of people enjoyed it. And it was the very first time that we had the live judging while the videos were shown, was live commentating by Joe, which he did like always perfectly. So it was this excitement, you know. It was not that we have that we got videos and then we said, okay, that video gets 10 points, the other one got 9 points. We had the same judging and the same rules like at the World Cup, at the normal competition. And I think that made the distance battle so unique. That hasn't been done before in any sport. And I think the excitement, I mean, we have seen you in the video winning the distance battle, and you could see the excitement. It was real, it was in this moment, and that was the funny part on it. Even if it was really hard work behind the scene, and there were so many people involved to make this happen, and everybody, I have to say this as well, was working voluntarily. And there's a big thank you to all of them who made this happen.
Well, Jorgen, I would like to personally thank you. I know running a world tour is not easy, and all the effort and the stress that you have to go through to set up just one event, and going through all of 2020 trying to get as many stops as you could in, even if it meant the distance battle. I just really want to thank you. You're just amazing. Thank you so much.